Good.
In today's technology.
Arkansans in recovery mode after a series of devastating storms rolled through the state. Here in Gravel Ridge, the damage intense. Trees uprooted, blown onto houses, roofs ripped off, and people wondering what's next for their community. At least 4 EF-2 confirmed tornadoes blew through Arkansas last night. The Arkansas Department of Emergency Management says this is the hardest hit area in Pulaski County. Statewide, of course, the damage is extensive, as we mentioned, and it's going to be a long, long day.
And we're going to take you to Saline County right now, where neighbors in the Hurricane Meadows subdivision saw extensive damage from last night's storm.
That's right. That's where we find Fox 16's David Goins standing by right now. David, just how bad is it?
Kevin, kind of a shock, Donna, that we're doing this again just after the February 5th tornadoes and the amount of spring storm damage we've seen. But I'm literally standing in the path of where this EF-2 touched down in the Hurricane Meadows subdivision, and it just, well, there it is. It tore right through and took out many roofs and many houses. This is commonplace for the debris and litter that's just all over this neighborhood. It's going to take weeks to clean up. Obviously, with all this on the ground, this will take minimum, like we said, a few weeks, but probably even longer. Luckily, everyone here tonight is thankful that no one was hurt. Cleanup already started in the Hurricane Meadows subdivision in Bryant, but reliving what just happened has not ended.
And I seen the transformers blowing, coming down Spring Hill here. And it was loud, and it kind of freaked you out a little bit. And
that became Benjamin Torrance's signal to take cover.
I went and laid in the bathtub. I didn't know where else to go, you know. And
how much time are you talking? A few seconds?
Oh, just instantly. It hit, and like 3 seconds later, it was gone.
What's left behind will likely be here 3 weeks later. Reminders much longer.
I'll help you.
Kids off for the day in Bryant schools, picking up debris. There's a lot to do. Just about every house in this Hurricane Meadows street was hit. This one here with a little roof damage next door. Roof damage as well, which is so typical for an indiscriminate tornado. It just kind of gets you from all angles. This house, window blown out, and look at that. Heavy mailbox knocked over. Everyone here thankful. No one's hurt. It's a long cleanup, though. Torrance says growing up in the Midwest, he was used to storms and storm warnings, but not last night.
You know, if it was whistling, you couldn't have heard it through the wind. I mean, it's cliche to sound like a freight train, but it's like watching Twister, you know. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. It's like the movies. I mean, look at the wreckage, you know. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Now he's counting on insurance to help him rebuild. And he hopes they're able to do that. You know, he thinks it'll be 6 to 8 months before he can rebuild his house, and he doesn't want to have to deal with a mortgage and paying a rent. That could certainly be a challenge. The most traditional thing we saw were roof tiles in this area ripped off, and in some cases entire roofs ripped off here in the Hurricane Meadows subdivision. We're live in Bryant. David Goins, Fox 16 News.
And you know, David, I know some people woke up and they saw, you know, like the roots of big trees. Like, you know, they look out their front window and they just see this great big old root from a tree. It's just incredible what happened in Saline County.
Yeah, just stuff overturned, and what's just unbelievable is, again, the fact that we're seeing this again. This is such a familiar pattern to what happened, you know, just about 2 months ago today. But the big difference, and perhaps the most key one that everyone cares about, is in this area in Saline County, no major injuries, thank goodness.
That is good news in all of this. All right, David Goins in Saline County. Thank you very much. Well, parts of